Sometimes God doesn't take your dream away. He simply takes it apart, piece by piece, to rebuild it stronger. And you only understand that when you stand at the end, looking back at every broken piece you once cried over. In the small, windswept town of Riverside, where wheat fields whispered against old wooden houses, lived a 16-year-old boy named Ethan Miller. His family didn't have much. His mother worked at the local grocery store, and his father, Tom, ran a worn-down garage just off the highway. Ethan's world was a symphony of whirring drills, clinking metal, and the persistent smell of motor oil that had soaked into every shirt he owned. He didn't just fix machines. He felt their rhythm, their very pulse, while other kids were out fishing or playing baseball. Ethan would spend hours disassembling old motors, just to understand how they breathed and moved. He held a dream deep in his heart, a quiet yet powerful ambition, to build a clean, affordable, and powerful engine. It was more than a mechanical challenge. It was a promise to himself, a way to keep his father from working himself into exhaustion forever. But in a struggling town like Riverside, dreams were often met with a cynical chuckle. Little Miller thinks he's going to invent a new engine? That's cute, the locals would say, their words a constant, grating reminder of his humble beginnings. One cold winter evening, under the dim, solitary light of a single bulb in the garage, Ethan gathered his courage and told his father, "Dad, I want to build something that could change our lives." Tom looked at his son, a gentle smile gracing his lips, his hands cracked and worn from a lifetime of hard work. "Son, dreams aren't wrong," he said softly. "They're just expensive for folks like us." Ethan lowered his eyes, the weight of his father's words settling on his shoulders. But deep inside, a persistent whisper answered back. If God placed this dream in me, he must have a purpose. When Ethan turned 18, his world was turned upside down. His father was injured in an accident, leaving him unable to work. The garage shut down, and the bills began to pile up, casting a long shadow over their home. With his family's future on the line, Ethan applied to a large automotive tech company in Seattle. He wasn't hired as an engineer or even a technician. He was given a job as a car washer. On his first day, he watched through glass-walled rooms as engineers designed the very engines he had spent his life studying. He understood the complex formulas on their whiteboards with a clarity that surprised even himself. Yet his hands were given a mop and a bucket. Many nights, alone in the quiet echo of the parking garage, he'd whisper into the darkness, "God, why am I here? I know I can do more." And just as before, that small, steady voice inside him would answer, "Maybe you're learning something you're not ready to understand yet." One stormy night, the engineering team abandoned a prototype engine, hastily labeling it a failure. Ethan, drawn to the discarded machine, studied it for a long time. Then, he began to make small adjustments. Tiny changes he had researched for years but never had the chance to try. By morning, the engine ran smoothly, humming like a calm breeze over the fields back home. When the technical director discovered it, he shouted, "Who fixed this?" Ethan hesitated, then slowly raised his hand. The room fell silent. "You? You're the car washer?" A moment of stunned silence passed. Then the director said, "Starting today, you're joining our test team." That night, Ethan worked until 2 in the morning, not because he had to, but because he was finally touching his dream. Just as his future seemed bright, it all came crashing down. 2 years later, the company collapsed during a severe economic downturn. All projects were canceled and Ethan was laid off. He left Seattle with nothing but a backpack and his father's old toolbox. On the long bus ride home, as rain streaked against the windows, he felt as if he had lost everything he had fought for. "God, I tried," he prayed, his voice breaking. "Why do you keep closing every door?" And again, only a whisper replied, "I'm not closing doors. I'm building a road." Back in Riverside, Ethan set up a tiny repair stand in his front yard. One afternoon, a new pickup truck pulled over. Its owner, a successful businessman named Mr. Lawrence, stepped out. Ethan didn't just fix the truck. He made it run smoother and more fuel efficient than ever before. Impressed, Lawrence asked, "You ever think about starting a small research shop?" Ethan laughed softly, a bittersweet sound. "I've got nothing but belief," Mr. Lawrence smiled. "That," he replied, "is worth more than any investment. Let's work together." From an old, dusty storage barn, Ethan and Lawrence built a small research workshop. The years that followed were filled with failed tests, sleepless nights, money shortages, and countless moments when giving up felt like the only sane option. But Ethan had learned a valuable lesson. Delay isn't punishment, it's preparation. 10 years after leaving his hometown, Ethan stood on a stage at a National Technology Expo, unveiling the first clean engine he had ever designed. When his father's name, the miller, appeared on the engine's body, his eyes filled with tears. He looked upward, as if seeing through the ceiling to the sky above Riverside, and whispered, "I understand now. You never denied my dream. You were shaping me for it." When life breaks your plans, it isn't an ending, it's redirection. Sometimes God removes what you thought you needed, only to give you something far greater. The dark roads you walk aren't meant to punish you. They are meant to strengthen you for the destiny you were meant to drive. Trust the delay. Every struggle is part of His greater plan for you.